5G.
5G.
And 5G is
5G.
5G.
and 5G.
What up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Where's the Box. I'm Joe and this is my co-host Judah, and today we're going to talk about the latest Apple event, and which we all know was a very much anticipated event of this year. And we're going to give you the whole event in a nutshell and give your opinions on it, whether we liked it or not. So without further ado, let's dive right into it.
Yeah, man. Honestly, the Apple event this year was really amazing. The way they had done the layout, the way they have, showcased their products was really intuitive this year. The real thing I was really disappointed was not showcasing the ARM-based Macs, and I think that was a hype, and I really wanted to see how it performed. Yeah, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's the same for me. I was really hoping for it. I'm just fingers crossed. I'm really hoping that they do have another event later December or maybe even early January showcasing this. As you all know, it was something that people were much anticipated. There were so many discussions going around, and it did disappoint quite a lot of people by the fact that it wasn't showcased. But nevertheless, the products that was showcased this time were quite good, and I feel it did compensate for the fact that the Mac wasn't shown.
Yeah, the devices this year was really amazing. We should just kick off with the HomePod Mini. That small little speaker is quite amazing. Compared to last year's HomePod, this one is cheaper, $99, $99 to be precise. Not cheap, but in the budget area. Last year it was $349.
Exactly. It is kind of a premium to pay, but then there is around a $300 drop, which, as you could say, is quite a big discount in some cases. But yeah, we'll have to see more about it.
Yeah, it's more compact, and with the S5 chip in it, I think this speaker can do real wonders. For example, this S5 chip can actually analyze the environment and play the audio according to the environment, which is amazing for a smart speaker. I don't think I've seen it before. And thanks for this S5 chip, it has very good noise cancelling woofers. So again, good audio, good S5 chip, and this is just an Apple Pro move.
Another thing I really liked about HomePod Mini would be the Siri update. As you all know, Siri is quite one of the best AIs in the market right now. But nevertheless, Siri, according to the Apple's latest news, it says that Siri now knows 20 times more facts. And it already knew Siri was quite knowledgeable. And honestly, I would say Siri knows a lot of facts, useful and useless. But other than that, another good point about the ultra wideband. This I would say is quite a flagship thing for me, because personally I'm someone who likes to leave my speaker in one room and then probably go to a complete separate room, quite maybe a bit far away. That does end up having my speaker disconnected from my phone. So the fact that such an option is given by Apple shows that they are catering to the needs of the customers, and I think that's a good idea. But then there is a specific key to it, showing that it only works for Apple products. This again shows that the HomePod Mini is more catered to the Apple ecosystem than to someone who's not part of it. What do you think of it, Judah?
Yeah, man, the ecosystem, it's an amazing thing. But again, once you have all these Apple products, then you'll only be able to experience the ecosystem. And I think that when you get into it, it's really hard to get away. Like with AirDrop and all these kind of features when Apple products, mix with each other, when they talk to each other. It's very unique. You don't get this with Samsung. You don't get this with Nokia, OnePlus. I don't think anyone has this. And I think Apple really cares about the customers.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, part of the ecosystem would be the intercom facility they have right now.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a very good idea for someone in a very big house or for a family in general. And the fact that they can now interact through the intercom, which is quite an idea. But I feel people are going to be more lazy now, just sitting in one place and then you don't even walk around anymore.
It's like walkie-talkies, Like
exactly.
It is a good idea. Let me just say that if you have a lot of HomePods, I mean, if you're able to afford, obviously. But if you have like say 6 of them and you place it all around your house, basically your house is like a smart house, and you don't have to yell or anything. Just like how you do on a walkie-talkie. This is all thanks to the ecosystem.
Yeah, but then again, the ecosystem in general is an expensive thing to have. To have all the Apple products, and now if to talk about the intercom facility, you need to have multiple speakers. It is quite expensive, and I think it'll only be useful for someone who's able to afford it. And if not, I think the HomePod Mini is not a flagship product and shouldn't be bought by people who don't have a current ecosystem around them and who's
Yes,
not able to really
yeah.
utilize more of it. Because if you look up, there's tons of other products out there like Alexa and so on, which will offer obviously not the best, but still do offer a decent amount of.
Again, we're not saying the speaker's
experience for it.
bad. We're just referring to the ecosystem. That's all we're saying. But if you're able to afford this, go for it. And if you have the ecosystem already placed, go for it.
So moving on, we have the iPhone lineup. So starting off, we have iPhone 12, which is in a pre-order basis right now, and you can get it in October 23rd. And then we have the iPhone 12 mini, which is a smaller size, and you can start pre-ordering from November 6th, and it's shipped in November 13th.
Yeah, same for the iPhone 12 Pro. You can start ordering by October 23rd, and for the Pro Max, pre-order by November 6th and get it by November 13th. And this is a long wait, but I think people are willing to wait this long because the features that the iPhone 12 mini and the Pro Max have to offer.
Exactly. I think the anticipation is much worth of it.
Yeah.
And I think people are going to wait for it no matter how long it's going to take.
Yeah. But
so yeah.
But the main part in this, come on, Joey, we all know what the main part in this. It's probably the 5G. The amount of time, amount of time they said 5G in their video is like, you can't even count it, because I believe 5G is the future, and it's a really pro move by Apple. What do you think?
That is true. Yeah, I think the thing is, 5G is now something a lot of phones have taken into account. A lot of phones now are indulging into the 5G aspects, and they actually. But the thing is, the 5G phones are quite expensive, and as you'll see later on, you'll see how the iPhone has actually carefully incorporated it, and to make sure that the phones aren't way too expensive, but at the same time, obviously, Apple phones they're not going to be cheap.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, but the best part is like all the iPhone 12s this year has 5G in it, so you don't have to make a decision. Oh, the iPhone 12 Max has it. No, even the 12 mini has it. So whatever phone you buy, you get 5G. Again, 5G is not for now, but in the future. I think Apple is looking for the long-term future.
I think it's a good and a smart move from Apple to take the initiative, like all the other phones. And since now Apple's entered into the 5G market, we can be sure that even other phones are going to get competitive, new, better products are going to come out. So I think it's a smart thing and it's a smart move for the general industry and even for the consumers as a whole.
Yeah. Alright, so let's dive right into iPhone 12, which is the standard one, which is $799. Not expensive, but it is Apple. Not anyone can afford it.
Apple does have a very long fame for giving out quite, I would say, reasonably expensive products.
Yeah, but they won't compromise on quality, I think.
Exactly, that is true, yeah.
I think the best feature about all this iPhone 12 is new colors. I think the colors on this are amazing. It's blue, white, red, black, and green. And personally, I think mine and your favorite.
The most iconic.
It's blue. It's got to be blue.
But I would say this year the green color is not. I would say it's something that I really didn't like. It's extremely pale and it isn't really appealing. But of course, it is a personal opinion. Some people might find it interesting.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean the red also looks kind of nice with the glossy finish.
Yes, the red does look nice too.
Yeah. So this iPhone 12 packs the A14 Bionic chip, which is a 6-core CPU with a 4-core GPU, and Apple really kind of, showed off the gaming experience on the iPhone this time. I forgot what the game was. What was the game, Joe? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was League of Legends.
Oh yeah, League of Legends.
It's more of a PC game, but to show how well it was done in the iPhone 12 shows that iPhone 12 does have a good processing power.
Yeah, basically this year's iPhone 12s are like fast, and the way they showcased it was like butter smooth playing that game. I think that game requires a lot of GPU power, and I think Apple phones, the iPhones this year, can really handle it. Yeah, so let's move on to the design part. The design part, I think this is what everyone's going to be happy about. It's flat, it's more defined, and it reminds me of the iPhone 4S way back. Yeah. It's like Apple is going back into the past to get to the future, and I think this is really good move.
nostalgic effect to the customers, and a lot of
Yeah.
people do like it, and they want to buy it mainly for the shape of it to take
It looks
back
sleek.
it.
It looks
For
nice.
personally,
Clean.
for me, it was one of my first smartphones I ever had. But I would say that some people do not like it. I've talked to many people. Many people have given their personal opinions on social media, and they've said that they don't like the flat edges a lot. But of course, it is a personal opinion,
Personal
and
opinion,
we can't
yes.
really tell
Yeah.
people what to do.
Yeah.
So let's have that.
So this iPhone 12 is an aluminum body with a flat screen. Yeah, let's go to the screen. The screen is really got my attention. It's a 6.1 inch 1080p screen with an OLED display. Now I know OLED displays are really common now these days, but
And also the fact that a lot of phones right now have 4K display, and 1080p is a bit
Yeah.
below it.
but again,
I think
the colors
Apple
pop out really
does-
more.
that
The
is true.
contrast and all that what Apple portrayed was amazing. Plus it has a super Retina XDR display, which I think you can find on the Mac. So you get that really crisp, raw kind of color to the
That
screen.
is true. I think Apple is very focused on their graphics this time when it comes to iPhones.
Yeah.
So moving on, we have the ceramic shield glass. They've shown, according to the video, they're seeing how the crystals are used to form the glasses. This again shows that Apple really took care to the protection of the device. As you all know, smartphones are quite fragile devices,
Yeah,
and
especially
a
Apple
simple
devices.
fall from your pocket, exactly, and a simple fall can break the phone. And as you all know, repairing an iPhone is not a cheap
It's like
thing.
costing.
It is
It's
quite
like paying for a new
inexpensive.
phone.
Exactly. So that's a smart way. And according to Apple's official statement, it says that it's got 4 times better drop protection. So that is something that we would have to test out. We have to check drop tests and really
Yeah.
see how well that works out. So once you know that, we will get back to you guys to give you more
Yeah.
information on the iPhone 12. So stay tuned.
I like how Apple is listening to the consumer, because I know a lot of people have issue, especially Apple customers having issue with their screen, keep cracking. So this is an amazing, good take on taking care of the glass,
That is
especially.
true. Right.
Yeah. So this camera is the same as last year. 12 megapixels, ultra wide. Another is a dual camera system, so it's ultra wide and wide 12 megapixels. But this year they were actually really stressing on low light situations, which I think it was really good. The shots they took, the shots they showed us, and the way it contrasted, it was so good. Plus on this camera you can record 4K 60 frames per second, which I think is standard, from quite back. But it has the HDR video recording. So this year they were saying that you can record a cinematic shot in this, and I would say yes, true, you could, because this camera is amazing. They really took this to the next
Yeah,
level.
iPhone, as you always knew, it was quite a leader in the camera aspects of
Yeah,
smartphones.
yeah,
They
yeah.
always had some of the best cameras, and they also came up with the multiple camera systems and etc. So I think
Yeah.
that's a smart move. And
Yeah.
obviously, as you know, the cinematic experience, we know that the iPhone Pros and Max, which we'll talk about later,
Yeah.
are the ones that are mainly focused on the cinematic experience.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
the HDR video and the 4K recording has been something that's been seen very commonly right now, and the fact that Apple's incorporating it is also a very smart idea.
Yes, yes.
Moving on, we have the MagSafe, which I think is a very smart feature with the wireless charging, the wallets, and the MagSafe case, of course. I think it's a good idea, especially when you're taking into account the environmental factor, which they did talk about later on the video in the event. So also the fact that they have not included earphones or a charging brick in the iPhone box is part of that environmental factor. But I do feel that the earphones is an acceptable factor. Obviously, there are tons of other headphones and earphones out there. It just makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
But then the charging brick, now that I don't know why they would
Yeah.
think that they shouldn't include a charging brick in it. I feel that charging brick is something people do require,
Plus,
and when they're moving on from one phone to other, they would expect
Yeah.
a better charging brick.
no. Plus,
That is the
this
thing.
year, the phone is, because there's no charging brick and there's no earphones. The phone box which it comes in is smaller, and it also comes with a Lightning to USB-C. So that's what people are not going to be happy with, because getting the charging brick for that, you have to pay extra. But again,
That is true.
saving the environment is very important, and I think they really did a good job with that. But with MagSafe, amazing idea. in the future people are going to forget about wires. They're just going to use
That is true,
wireless,
yeah.
and thanks to magnets. Obviously, we don't know how strong these magnets are, but once we do, we will get back to you for sure.
Yeah, I think it's also a smart idea they do include MagSafe, especially since there's no charging brick.
Yeah.
So having a wireless charger is a smart idea.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have the iPhone 12 mini, which starts at a staggering price of $699. It's quite literally the exact copy of the iPhone 12 in a much smaller size of 5.4 inches. It's got all the same features. It's got a ceramic feel, the MagSafe, the A14 Bionic chip, the Super Retina XDR. So it's basically a smaller size of the iPhone 12. But the fact that really sticks out to me is the relevance of it, whether it's really going to be bought, is people actually going to buy it. Because most of us right now are used to having a bigger phone. People like to have a bigger phone, it gives them more functionality, able to really experience the whole aspect of the phone if they have a bigger phone, especially when it comes to games, watching movies, even general texting people. Having a bigger phone is useful.
Yeah, but again,
exactly.
But again, see, I wouldn't look at it that way maybe, because see, the amount of features you get, I wouldn't mind compromising on the size. But again, it's personal preference. I know big phone, big screen has more screen estate, what's better for movies, better for gaming, better for watching videos. But again, I think this year, this is my take, I think this year people are going to buy the iPhone 12 mini because of the price range. Maybe it's not that expensive, maybe not that cheap, it's just in that budget area.
I'm not sure how well people are going to accept it, but as you said, the fact that a smaller phone with almost the exact same features as this iPhone 12, so that is a smart take. But of course, it's something that we have to see, and we'll have to get back to you guys on, especially since it's quite a relevant thing out there and it's still new. So it's something we have to see about. So what's next, Judah?
It's the iPhone 12 Pro and the iPhone 12 Max. Obviously, these are the high flagship phones. They're very expensive. The Pro starts at $999 and the Pro Max starts at $1099. The Pro is 6.1 inch and the Pro Max is 6.7 inch. All this is based with 128 gigs. And I think this is expensive. What do you have to say?
Definitely, it's a very expensive phone. But you have to see the fact that the Pro Max is the biggest phone Apple has ever made, which is 6.7 inches. And also, you have to look at the fact that it starts off with a 128 GB, and I always know as the storage increases, the price increases too.
Plus, you're not like less, you're not getting less, and you're not getting more also. You're just getting the right amount of GB you need. Because I know some iPhones previously got like 16 GB, 32 GB, and people not happy. So I think this is a good move.
Those
starting at 128.
Very quick too. They really run out.
Yeah.
Right. So moving on, we have the features. So the general features are the same as the iPhone 12. The only main thing is that it's got steel sides instead of the aluminum, which, as you all know, the steel is got
more
a
shiny,
glossy effect to it. Yeah, and it's something that most people really like. The colors for the iPhone 12 Pro and the Pro Max are going to be white, black, blue, and gold. Personally, I'm really looking forward to the blue. Like in the previous iPhone 12, I really like how the blue has been brought into the whole family this year, and I really like the color of it.
Yeah.
And I like how especially in the video where they show how the light reflect off the blue surface. I don't know, it's a personal thing, but I really liked it.
Even the gold, the gold, I don't know, it's just different. It just stands out. I don't know, people might just buy it for the flex, but then honestly, it's a different experience, different color. First time we're seeing this. I don't know if we've seen it before. Maybe there might be some cheap phone which is gold, but this, I like how Apple is going. Different colors, different kind of looks, different kind of preferences. Yeah, so unlike the 12 and the 12 mini, the Pro and the Pro Max has triple camera display, the same as last year. Ultra wide with a 12 megapixel camera, a wide with a 12 megapixel, and a telephoto with a 12 megapixel. And you also get deep fusion. Deep fusion is basically, it gets your image more crisp basically, and it optimizes the texture and the noise around it, so you get a really nice clear image. And Apple is really stepping up their game when it comes to cameras. What do you think?
Yeah, that is true. As I said before, Apple was always a camera leader.
Yeah.
And the fact that they have taken into this account even the fact that now they have the telephoto lens and so on, and even this is software they have the LiDAR sensor. And so these are things that I think are really going to be useful for people in the cinematic industry,
Yeah.
where Apple
Yeah.
showed
Yeah.
in the event how they were shooting live action pictures, they're actually movies with the phones. So this, I think it's a smart move by Apple. Sooner or later, I think phones are going to replace all the huge cameras and equipment. And as you also mentioned in the event about how now people are able to go to the more remote areas with a simple phone rather than the huge camera equipment they normally use.
You can just start recording your phone. Phone these days are really, really top notch. You just start with your phone. You don't have to buy an expensive camera or anything.
On the 128GB also, I think supports the fact that you can use now the phones for a high quality video recording. I think
not
those are
really,
smart
not
things
really,
that
because
Apple has taken into account.
No, this is my take. Not really. If you're shooting 4K, I do a lot of camera work. Shooting 4K is not easy, my friend, because the amount of storage it takes, 128GB is not a good thing. So I would suggest, start shooting at maybe 1080p or something at 60 frames per second. Anyways, moving on. Moving on to the LiDAR sensor, which is basically, it gives you abilities to do augmented reality, and that really came well with the iPad. I mean, everyone liked it when it came with the iPad. And I think it's better to have it on the iPhone because it's more smaller. It's more portable than the iPad. I think the iPad is just too big. And with this LiDAR sensor, it has better autofocus in dark photos or dark images or dark environments. And I think Apple have really stressed this year on dark, low light situations. And the pictures are really stunning, man. The colors really pop out. There's enough light on the object, and Apple's really taking this to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, look, because the entire phone till now has been more about, because compared to the iPhone 12, other than the size of it and maybe the frame of it, the only thing that really makes a difference is the size and the camera.
Yeah,
exactly. So I think the whole idea of the iPhone Pro and the Pro Max is going to be more towards the camera aspect. So if you're someone who's a heavy camera worker who takes a lot of videos, who goes into, like, let's say, it's exploring things and recording that, and so
you don't want to carry a big camera. You just want to take your phone. That's it.
Exactly, yeah. And in those kind of situations, a smartphone, especially something like an iPhone right now, would be the most ideal option for them.
Yeah, it has always been the ideal option.
Apple's catering towards that. Yeah, that is true.
Because Apple phones have a really good reputation for cameras. And with this 12 Pro Max, by the way, it has a better sensor shift for stability. So inside the camera, there's a sensor. And for the iPhone 12 and the Mini and the Pro, the sensors are stationed. But for the Pro Max, the sensor moves according to the shot and for the stability wise. So again, if you're at the back of the car and you're just recording, something high speed movements and all that, is really good for stability. What do you say?
Yeah, that's a very smart move, especially as we all know, especially with a simple phone camera, getting a photo without a shake is quite hard, especially if you're moving. So I think that's a smart thing that Apple has taken into account.
Yeah.
Also, as you know, the Dolby Vision, and how now the people are able to edit the high quality videos on their phones itself is a very smart move by Apple.
Yeah. Let me just stop you there.
Yeah.
Dolby Vision. I don't know if a lot of you know about this, but Dolby Vision. This is the only phone in the world which has Dolby Vision. Dolby Vision is amazing. The amount of color it gives. Plus, you can record 10-bit 4K 60 frames per second. I know maybe you guys are not photo or camera people, but please research on this. This is amazing for a phone to handle this.
I mean, to better understand this is just look at a normal movie, and that's most of those normal movies you see on theaters and etc. Those are shot in Dolby Vision, and imagine the harmony in that kind of a capacity on a simple smartphone. That's the take that Apple has taken towards the camera aspect of it.
Yeah.
So I think that's all about the event and all about the phones.
Yes.
I would think about it, but of course there are small things that we feel that Apple should have included. For example, we have the 120 refresh rate. Those were something that people were hoping, because till now it's still the 60 refresh rate. So it was something. It may not be a huge bump, but it was something that people were hoping
my
for.
take on this: Apple is looking long term. See, if they gave 128 refresh rate on this phone with all these features in, no one's ever going to buy an iPhone phone later or Apple phone later. You get me? Because if you
That is true, yeah.
pack everything into one phone, everyone's just going to stick to that. No one's going to buy in the future. So I don't know, but all things aside, I think the iPhones are like amazing this year. With what it
Yeah,
has, I don't think people, like the normal human being, wouldn't care what refresh rate it is. I mean, come on, I didn't know what refresh rate it was before. No, I didn't care what my phone had. As long as it can work, I don't care.
That is true, yeah. I think Apple has really outdone themselves, and I think this time Apple's actually changed the industry for a
Yeah,
whole.
yeah.
Because you always know Apple were industry changers, industry breakers. They always came up with new tech that people from the other companies ended up having to spend a lot of resources and a lot of effort on to probably copying, not even to actually get improved on, but just to copy or match up with it. So I think this year the Apple event was a major success, and I'm really hoping forward to see more about the phones, more reviews. As you said, we'll get back to you
Yeah,
guys on
stay
the drop
tuned for the
test,
Mac.
on the speaker reviews, and
Stay
etc.
tuned for the
Exactly
Mac.
this year.
The Mac is coming soon.
So yeah, guys, that's it from us for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Smash that subscribe button, click that like button, and leave
Yes,
a comment
sir.
below. We would really like to know what you guys think, and we'd like to know what you guys would like us to make our next videos on.
Yeah,
So just leave
give
that
us
there.
give us a feedback on how this video was. This was our first video. A little nervous, but okay, we gave our try. We gave our best shot. So hope you like this
Exactly.
video.
See you guys later.